Welcome to a new episode of Auto FYI. Today we're going to talk about salt removal in your car. This is a common thing in some areas. In some areas people don't see this at all. In warmer climates or anything, I'm sure you guys don't use road salt because obviously there's no snow, sleet, ice, anything like that you need the road salt for. So having salt appear in the carpeting and in the body of the car is not a big issue. However, in some of the colder climates, of course, you don't use road salt. Some places are now using sand and so on, which is a little bit easier to clean out in some respects, but road salt can be a real pain. You can see some of the road salt here that we're going to use in this example here today. The one thing I'll talk to you about is that there's three main ways I found are the best ways to take out road salt. I am going to show you the quote-unquote hardest way, but I'll tell you the other two quickly. I'm only going to show you the hardest way because I feel like if the other two are easy and they work, then I explain it quickly, you guys will get the gist of it. The first two involve hot water to some degree. The first being that you would simply use really hot water. You want to be liberal, don't want to be too liberal with it. You don't want to be scrubbing and getting too much water into the body of the car, but you hot water and a good carpet brush, nothing too hard, nothing too soft, and you just kind of scrub on the salt. You'll find most times for light salt, I'll give an example here, salt like that there, maybe even over there, that'll come out with hot water and things like that. Now, of course, on the other end, if that's not working, the second option, which is not always an option for everyone, is to have a steamer. I do have a steamer, and it is quite effective. Better using this stuff than going to a chemical compound. The steamer, it's the same idea. It's just you use a hot steam, spray the hot steam in, use a carpet brush of some sort to scrub out, and then you vacuum up after. Same effect, same idea, and that takes it out as well. The third option is store-bought chemicals. Of course, I recommend trying the first two. As we have the chemicals, there's all sorts of different things that works, but you want to avoid using chemicals if you can initially, just because it's chemicals, right? I mean, you're introducing it to your car. If you've got kids or anything like that, it's chemicals you're spraying. And although this one does dissipate quickly, it is something that's there. So I'll show you the chemical one. There's different ones out there. We have, for example, this one here. This is Simonized Salt Remover. I've used another one called Salt Eraser. I found that it works exceptionally well. It's just whichever you prefer. And if you're not sure, try different ones. Out of the two, so again, out of Simonized Salt Remover, and again, I'm pointing this out, but I'm not getting paid for this, so don't even think that this is like some kind of product placement. I wish. But anyways, Simonized Salt Remover or Salt Eraser. I actually like Salt Eraser a lot more. I find that far more effective. It's a stronger compound though, and you want to wear a mask because when you spray it, it almost feels like salt is going into your lungs. Like it's a very sharp material spray that goes in, but it is very effective. But I'm going to use this one for this example here. Now, assuming, of course, you've already tried some hot water and it hasn't worked, you'll work with this here. What you'll need for this is some salt eraser of some sort, some spray, a microfiber cloth for cleanup, and a brush. Now I've taken this off of a carpet cleaner. I wouldn't even bother to tell you guys to use a carpet cleaner with this. I would say use the hot water and a brush. If you have a steamer, use that as your second option. Or if you don't have a steamer, or if you've tried it and it doesn't work, go to a salt compound. Most carpet cleaners and so on are not abrasive enough or strong enough to take out the salt. So what you're going to do is you're just going to simply spray the areas. Spray it liberally, not too heavy. Right, just get a nice little foam in there, as you can see. Now, in these cases here, you leave it in for a few minutes. I'm going to accelerate that a little bit, and I'm going to get on it now. Also because this salt that's in here is actually not very bad. But if you have a lot of salt buildup, you live in a very, very cold climate, and you have a lot of salt buildup, you'll want to spray and leave it. You may even have to do it a couple times. While I'm waiting for this to soak in quickly, just as another heads up, so if the salt has already seeped through the carpet into the between the body and the carpet of the car, and it's formed like a hard shell, you're really not getting that out. Not unless you take out the carpet and really break it or anything like that, but at least you can take off the surface salt. As you can see, some of it's dissipating, so I take my brush. I'm using this here, just off a cap. Any brush, any regular brush would work as long as it's not too abrasive, anything like that. And you just scrub. Circular motions, just like that. Okay, now once you've done that, I take my microfiber and I just kind of, same thing, circular motions. And that's it. Salt's gone. Actually, I see one little spot here now. One thing I noticed is this same little spot here I was checking earlier. You can hear, you know, the salt here has already kind of seeped into it. And you can actually feel a divot, a dip in there. So there's only so much you can do on stuff like that. But at least you've taken it off, and when you look at it now, it looks good. I'm just gonna spray a little bit more. Let that soak in for a minute, and then that's it. Once you soak it in, scrub it out, get your vacuum up any salt, any remnants, anything like that, and you've taken care of it. It's all done. Let's just go here. Okay, and again, microfiber. The purpose of the microfiber, you could just vacuum up, but I use the microfiber. One, helps lift off some of the dirt too. And obviously, if you're using the microfiber, you don't want to use this to clean the other parts of the car as well. You know, this is using the floor. It could be mud, grime, obviously road salt. You don't want to be using that anywhere. So use this exclusively. But that also, when I take off all that dirt, I can analyze it a little bit better and get an idea of what we're looking at. But as you can see, all the salt's gone. That's it. Taken care of, no problem. So hopefully this helps you guys in maintaining your car, keeping it clean. You know, a lot of the cars that I've had over the years, a lot of their longevity that I've kept them has been because of keeping them clean and doing little things like this. Prevents rust from building up, because the salt can eventually lead to rust if it seeps through, stores water, and you know, it is it's one of the main reasons why you get a lot more cars rusting in northern areas versus southern areas, because the road salt is what kind of eats through the body of the car, and keeping it clean is a key to that. So hopefully again this video has helped you out, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Of course, I'm always trying to answer as best as I can. Leave comments, likes, subscribe. Just let me know you guys are liking the video, so that way I know that, you know, it's working out. And if you have any other requests or anything like that, let me know, and we'll definitely go from there. I do want to thank you so much for watching Auto FYI and how to maintain and remove salt in your car. And take care.